Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third day of our discussion on business topics. Remember that this month we have been discussing strategic positioning for business owners and entrepreneurs. And of course, we have been discussing why being strategic and positioning yourself very well as a business owner and entrepreneur would really help in taking your business to the next level. You know, we discussed yesterday about the owner of Insight Communications, how we pivoted from working in establishment to building one of the best advertising agencies in Nigeria. So today, you need to understand as a business owner and an entrepreneur that placing yourself in a strategic way, sorry, and putting yourself in a strategic way is something that you have to do intentionally and deliberately. In other words, you have to be deliberate and intentional as regards uh, being putting yourself in a good position, because it's not something that you can just wake up one day and just I want to position myself strategically, you know, and by the second or third day things will start changing. No, it's never going to happen that way. It will take deliberate planning, thinking, creative thinking, and meticulous, planning and strategizing, so that every other thing will fall in place. And I mentioned my personal story, that when I started from the beginning, I worked with people, went back to started on my own by mistake, which was a mistake on my part, and went back to plain employment, then went back again to private practice, which I've still continued, and I thank God things are better, than it was than they were before. I always like to mention my story because it's something I've gone through. It's a situation I've passed through as an entrepreneur. It's a stage I've, you know, overcome. And I know some entrepreneurs and business owners might also be going through that stage again. So you have nothing to worry about. It's all part of the process. I said the other time that while you are striving to grow as a business, this is just maybe a little diversion from the topic, but it's also important. In the course of your business, especially if you want to really take your business to the next level. Of course, you will not get it rosy all at once. You might not even get all the facts or all the answers to the, the success of your business all at once. You have situations where you will almost be giving up. That's happened to me many times, but you just keep going, you know, and you just persevere. That's the word. You persevere, and you'll be strong-willed, because nothing good will come easy. Nothing good will fall on your laps automatically. It will take a lot of hard work, perseverance, and consistency in terms of building yourself. So back to our topic. So, like I said, your being strategically positioned is something that has to be deliberate and well planned. It has to be very deliberate. It's not something that's you make it theoretical. You make it that somebody else will do it for you. And like I mentioned in some of my videos, the past videos, that the entrepreneur is the heart and the soul of that business. You are responsible for the growth or otherwise of the business. If you, as a business owner, you are not positioning yourself to take advantage of opportunities, how do you expect your business to grow? Then, one thing again that will help you to position strategically is to be well informed. As an entrepreneur, you have to know a bit about almost everything. Aside from being a lawyer, of course, if you are familiar with my posts on Facebook especially, you will know that I'm a lover of books. I also like drama, stage drama, you know. And in fact, I also write, even though not professionally, but I love to write. So I talk about movies and and books once in a while, even though I'm a professionally trained lawyer. But that's another aspect about me. You know, that's another aspect about me, which many people don't really know. But but that's the way it is. You need to have some other things you are doing. Let people know you for some other things, not just one thing. What I mean by that is that let people know that you are knowledgeable about other things, not just one thing. So I know a bit about drama, filmmaking, writing, and all that. In fact, I've written some stories, some books, not books, sorry, scripts, but I just said I just write it for fun for now. So maybe later one can go professional. But the point is that there are other areas I have interest in. Okay. So, and as a business owner, you have to be, diversified, that when they are discussing other topics, you should not be left behind. You should not, you know, say you don't know what is going on. You don't understand what people are saying when they are talking about politics or maybe sports or entertainment or other things, and you are not interested. You have to be interested because, for example, you are somewhere now, maybe a party or a social event, or and that reminds me again that as a business owner, you have to go to events. It could be a social event. It could also be a formal event, where there's a knowledge sharing event, which could be a physical meeting or online. But the point is just keep improving yourself. So probably you are in a physical meeting somewhere, or maybe even a social gathering. You know, you just interact with somebody, maybe somebody you not even you don't know, you've never seen before, and you just keep discussing, and before you know it, you both can start a professional relationship that can culminate into you know business progress for you and for the other person. So but the point is that we have to you know really be deliberate about it. Appear friendly, discuss, relax yourself. When you get to a new place, just be at ease with yourself and discuss. Not I'm not even saying that every time you just keep meeting people randomly, and no, maybe somebody is beside you. You can just start up a conversation. You know, and before you know it, the person might ask you, "What do you do for a living?" Those are one of the major questions one asks somebody you are meeting for the first time. What do you do? Oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm an architect, I'm a businessman, I'm a plumber, I'm a barber, I'm this, I sing, I am an actor, And incidentally or coincidentally, you might be the person that other person is looking for. That's it. It has happened so many times. People will just interact with somebody for the first time, and before you know it, they might be the person the other person is actually looking for a long time. So and that's how life is. But the point is that as a business owner, you cannot just sit down and say, I want to position myself, I want to start making money, I want clients to start coming. It's not going to happen that way. You have to plan it. You have to be very, very deliberate. Think of something, think of ways that people will know you. Think of ways that people would, understand what you are doing. You understand? People must know that this is what you are meant for. This is the kind of business you are doing. So people will not see that this person is just, is just there. cannot patronize. I can't patronize this person. But by the time you are consistent, people see you online discussing about your craft, discussing about your business. People will just remember you. Let me give an interesting example. Just this evening now, a friend of mine just messaged me on WhatsApp that he needed my professional services over an issue. You know, I've done one for him before, probably a long time ago. And just a couple of minutes or the hours ago, he just messaged me and we are still discussing and all that. And it has happened to me so many times. You know, somebody I've not heard from maybe a year or 2 years will just say, ah, Kenny, oh, I need your services on something. Pam, 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 pam. Before you know it, deal has been struck and I will execute it well. And they keep coming back and they keep recommending. And that's it. They keep recommending because if you don't do a job well, no clients would recommend you to another person, right? That's part of being positioned strategically. You do once they give you a job, do it well. If you cannot do it, tell them you cannot do it. You know, and maybe because your hands are full, you are busy with other things. But whatever job you accept to do as an entrepreneur, do it well, so that you will not say you will not have this reputation of being given a job and not doing it well. So tomorrow we are going to continue on this. But remember, you need to be deliberate in positioning yourself as a business owner. Nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. And I can tell you, it takes a lot of hard work. But besides that, it is very rewarding. You know, the world will not look at, I've really tried though. It's not about just trying. It's about being consistent, being focused and delivering as at when due. And you have to have the ability to get results for your clients. Once your clients know that you can deliver, you are positioned to deliver results, they will keep coming. That's the truth. They will keep coming. So thank you very much. Tomorrow we will meet again. Have a wonderful day.